The most ickiest thing ever. I don't understand why the man got so excited over giving a female beard ban. Hello Bruce Besties, welcome to another video, and I hope you all had a lovely Christmas and that you're just relaxing, taking a break, no stresses. This is the time of year now we're in a bit of a limbo. Anyway, today's video, I thought I would do the bookish end of year tag. I keep seeing a lot of people do this and I just think it's a really nice overview of the whole year. It's kind of annoying because there's still like a week left of the year and I'm very much like, I want to film this on the last day of the year, but I just know I won't be able to edit and film and upload and everything. So there is still a week to go and I might find my life-changing book within this week, who knows. Let's just talk about what I have read and what I haven't. I've watched quite a few end of year tags, but I'm not gonna lie to you, a lot of these questions, well, majority of these questions are from Emmy's video. So thanks Emmy for all the questions. I would not be able to think of them myself, to be honest. I don't know how people make up like new tags and trends and stuff. That's just not me at all. Let's start with a positive, a book that surprised you. I'm gonna go with, I wrote a few answers down yesterday just to have like some ideas, and then today I'm gonna try and answer with one book. So I'm gonna go with Happy Place by Emily Henry. I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was for me personally. I know Emily Henry can be a bit of a hit or miss for people, but I think this one is quite liked. But I absolutely loved it. I can see why people wouldn't necessarily love it, but I adored it. It was very, very nostalgic. It really reminded me of those times when I was at uni, based on this couple that broke up but they have like the same group of friends, and every single year they all go away together to their like happy place, which is one of their friends' like getaway home. The main couple that you follow, they broke up. They have to also pretend that they are still together because they haven't told anyone yet that they have broken up. I don't really read books like that, so I just found that really fun, and also just the nostalgic side of like all them being so close together, going to college together, and then having like this yearly getaway. I don't know, I just really love that, and it just makes me think of all the girlies that I made friends with at uni. So yeah, I liked it. But the most disappointing read, I do have two, but the main one for me that really hits hard is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I had really high expectations because of all of the hype around this book, and I just think maybe I went in with the wrong mindset. I think now that I know what to expect, I'm probably going to enjoy the rest of Abby Jimenez's books more. This was the first one that I read of hers because it was really easy to read, but like the whole concept just didn't really hit. Like I didn't really feel a lot of the romance. I found the story really boring. I don't even remember it really. I don't remember the characters. I don't remember the premise anymore. I just remember being bored. Everyone kind of said it was like this most life-changing emotional book. I expected a lot more. I just didn't get anything out of it, which is a real shame. Fearful, the novella by Lauren Roberts, the last kind of book in that whole series. Yeah, it was just basically about something that I knew it was going to be about, but I was hoping it wasn't going to be about that, and it was. Very disappointed. Now, an underdog book for me was Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. My bestie recommended this to me because I was in such a reading slump and I didn't really know what to read, and she recommended me this because it's not really a book that I would normally read. It's like a mystery sort of, would you say like humor? It's not necessarily like humor, but there is a bit of humor in it, but it's like a fun mystery book, right? I loved it. The premise is really fun as well. So the main character that you follow, she was accused of unaliving her best friend 5 years ago. Because of that, she moved away from like her hometown. Now her alibi is that she just can't remember. She just cannot remember what actually happened that night at all. After 5 years, there's someone that starts a podcast about the whole situation, and they're basically trying to uncover the truth. She goes back to her hometown for her nan's birthday, and she meets the guy that does the podcast, and yeah, goes from there. She's very sarcastic, very fun. She's got a lot of personality to her. I really enjoyed it. An overhyped book you read. The Book of Azrael. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for anyone that absolutely loves and adores this series. For me, no. I don't hate it. Okay, but I hate it. Everyone said it was such a slow burn and it's enemies to lovers. It's not. I just don't really understand it, and I don't really want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't seen anything about the series. I've seen quotes from the new book and everyone's really like excited about it, and I'm like, but that's already happened in the first book. I'm really confused. Anyway, I don't get it personally. Will I continue with the series? I don't know. The books are huge, okay? It took me a little while to get through the first one and they get bigger. So I don't know if I want to put my time into a series that I didn't love from the beginning. Favorite book couples, I actually have a few here, which is really annoying. One of them I can't really say because it's part of Zodiac Academy. This happens way later on in the series, so I'm not going to spoil it. Cade and Stacey, Edge of Darkness trilogy is probably my number one because of all the trauma that they just went through and how they come together at the end. Their story breaks my heart. The love that they have for each other, like, it just breaks my heart. Like, why is there no one like this for me? No, I'm joking, I love my boyfriend. The second place, I'll probably say Connor and Rose from the Calloway sisters. Absolutely love them as a couple. And also Willow and Cade from Heartless, the Chestnut Spring series. Love them. Fave main characters. Okay, Cade from Edge of Darkness. I want to say number one, but there's two other really good ones and they're all so different. It's really hard to choose. But Cade from Edge of Darkness, 100%. Like, he, again, loads of trauma. Just want to give him a big fat hug. Daisy Hates, obviously. I read the Magnolia Parks universe this year and I fell in love with Daisy Hates. She's one of my all-time favorite female characters. There's a male character in Zodiac Academy that tops it for me. Again, I'm not going to say in case you haven't read it because it's this event that you just have to go through it all. You just have to read the whole series to understand it, and I'm not going to spoil it for you. An author that didn't work out for me, it's really hard, this one, because just because I didn't enjoy one book of theirs doesn't mean that I'm never going to read their books again. Of course I will. Like, if they come out of a new series, I'll give it a go. The one author for me that didn't work out was Nevessa Allen. I'm just so upset with Lights Out because it really sounded like I was gonna love it, and you know what, maybe I should have listened to it rather than read the book. I won't lie. I don't know, the way that it was written, it just wasn't for me. A new favourite author you have discovered this year? Honestly, there are so many. There are so many authors that I have discovered this year. Fairly new to reading, I'd say. Like, I've been reading for about 2.5 years. Majority of authors are really new to me and majority of them are like my new favourite, and I'm like, I need to read more. Can't really tell you. Happiest book you read this year, if it makes you happy. I loved that book. I thought it was so sweet. Perfect autumnal, like Gilmore Girl vibes apparently. I've actually never watched Gilmore Girl, so I had no idea, but I did really love it. Has a bit of a sad start, but it is actually a really happy book, by the way. So the main female character that you follow, her dad unfortunately passed away. No, not her dad, her mum. Her mum unfortunately passed away, so she volunteered to look after like this kind of holiday place that her mum was looking after in like a new small town for like a few months. So she went over there and obviously she was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like this businesswoman who works in like marketing or something. Obviously there's a very charming, good looking neighbour who is a baker who helps her, and he's just so adorable. He's a single dad, and by the way, single dad romances are probably one of my new favourite things ever from this year. Or any single dad romance that I have read, I have ate it up. I'm obsessed. It's just so cute, so autumnal when she like gets along with the kids, and oh my god, I just, yeah, happy vibes all throughout the whole book pretty much. Saddest book I've read though, do you know what? I think number one place is actually going to have to be Magnolia Parks Into the Dark, which is the 5th and final book so far. It's the final book of Magnolia Parks, but not the final of the universe. That book destroyed me. I can't tell you why, but it follows on from the very horrific ending of book 4 or 3 and 4. I get confused how to explain Magnolia Parks to people that have never read Magnolia Parks. It actually broke my heart. Like, I cried so much. I hate thinking about it, honestly. Restless Stars, which is the last book of the Zodiac Academy. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm including quite a few here because I just love books so much, but oh my god, I cried so much. Obviously, like, not the nicest things happen in that book, I'm not going to spoil it, but also obviously it's the last book, there's a lot of emotions, it's very bittersweet, so really painful. I do not want to reread that book ever again. The most frustrating book. This is a really hard one. I'd say the most frustrating book in a good way. Okay, so I've got 2 categories here. I loved the book, but it was really frustrating. A Love Letter to Whiskey, 100%. Oh my god, if you need a book that's very toxic and the relationship is very like up and down, there's loads of miscommunication, 20 millionth chance romance, spans over like 10 years, this is the book for you. I loved it so much, but it was so frustrating. I wanted to throw my Kindle at the wall, but I loved it. Most frustrating book in a negative way, I'm probably going to say Addicted to You, which is book 1 of, I guess, well, the Addicted series / Calloway sisters. The female character is addicted to sex and the male character is addicted to alcohol. And the first book is literally the most repetitive thing ever. Like, I wasn't really that keen on the series from the first book, but it does get better, I promise. But they help each other with their addictions. Like, they don't help in the sense of let's stop being addicted. They help as in you carry on with your addictions, you know? So it's really, really frustrating to read. It's a way of them loving each other, which is so bizarre to say, but when you read it, you kind of do understand it, but it is really frustrating, I can't lie. Favourite covers of the year. I think the number one spot, I mean, I don't know because I don't have that book, so can I say it? The Night and the Moth is the one that came to me, the Fairy Loot edition. I love it, and it's still so expensive on Vinted. Can we just not do that, please? But I love the cover of that. I think it's beautiful. But out of the books that I do have, I mean, I really like the Fairy Tale cover. I think it's stunning. Magnolia Parks as well. I love those covers. I think they're stunning. Oh, The Conditions of Will. The Conditions of Will is the one that I actually do have, and I really love that. I actually think it's really beautiful. Book I haven't stopped thinking about. It's gotta be Daisy Hates the Great Undoing. I think about that daily. It will just randomly come to my head, and I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen next? There's just something about that series that just makes you fall in love with all the characters in some sort of way, and just makes you feel so connected to them. Also, Nightshade by Autumn Woods, really love that. I still think about that. Their kind of romance was just so cute, and it ends on a bit of a cliffhanger, so I'm waiting for that. Also, Project Hail Mary, I know, I'm sorry, I am including more than one book, but Project Hail Mary is something else. It's such a bittersweet ending, which I think is what makes me think about it daily. Like, there's something about it that kind of feels really real and something that could happen, but also I just realized I forgot to put brow gel on my brows. That's really irritating. Anyway, just love it. Love it, love it, love it. An unpopular book you loved. I've got a few actually. There's a few that people don't really talk about. The one that takes the number one spot for me is Songlight by Moira Buffini. I think people don't read this, and people need to read this. Okay, this is really freaking good. It's a dystopian world. It's kind of split into two, I guess, types of people as far as I know. I've only read the first book, but you've got the individuals that have the kind of power of Songlight. Anyone that's got that power can like reach out and like connect to other people that have got Songlight. But these people are seen as like unhuman, dangerous to society, all that kind of stuff. It's led by really horrible men, you know, the classic. There's multiple POVs. It gets more as the story goes on, so it's predominantly the main female character to begin with, who lives in like a really small village, who is kind of like in love with someone and all this. Oh, she's like betrothed to someone else. There's just a lot that kind of happens, but also it's not hard to follow like at all. I'm so bad at explaining books. Even though it's like a fantasy, there's parts of it that makes you feel like it could be real. The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I don't think people talk about that one much. I love Ashley Poston as an author. I really need to read more. The Dead Romantics was really fun, perfect for like Halloween time. Also, Of the Stars and Sea by Brianna Remus. I haven't spoken about this book enough, but it was my first like pirate book, and that really actually stuck with me. I really enjoyed that. Female protagonist, quite powerful. She's like the captain of her own ship. She is kind of stuck in this deal with some really bad guy, owes him loads of money, so they do a lot of like little like thieving, stealing jobs for him. A job came up to steal something for him, but she actually makes a plan to kind of steal it for herself. Comes across someone else that's a really bad guy. Basically, he's like the most powerful pirate ever, and everyone's like, oh my god, because he's also like quite good looking, obviously, so you know what's gonna happen there. And they take on this journey together, basically, because I think she gets kidnapped by him or something, and they end up going together or something like that. It's super fun. I don't think it's a fantasy. I think it's more just like, I don't know, you've got like the gods and stuff, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's like a fantasy. I don't think there's any powers from what I remember. Book you thought you'd love but didn't. Book of Azrael, which I've already spoken about, and Flawless by Elsie Silver. I thought I would absolutely love the first book. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the rest of the series. I hated the first book. I honestly, follow me on TikTok, you'll know when I mention beard burn, I hated it. It was honestly the most ickiest thing ever. I don't understand why the man got so excited over giving a female beard burn. Don't get it at all. It does get better, but I thought I would love the first book because I know people do love it, and yeah, not for me. We're nearly there, guys. We're nearly there. Book with the most unique concept. I'm gonna give that to 2 books. Fairy Tale, I recently finished. I have a very love-hate relationship with this book. I'm not gonna go into too much detail because I really need to process it. I actually need to film my TikTok later about Fairy Tale. It's a very, very long book, but the concept is stunning, beautiful. Nothing like I've ever read before. Soulmates destined to be together in multiple worlds and multiple bodies. Stunning. And The Night and the Moth, I also think that's a really original concept. I think Rachel Gillig is really good at creating worlds that are quite unique. The main female character that you follow is part of like this, I was gonna say cult, it's definitely not a cult, part of like this kind of like church style situation with a group of the girls, and they all wear like this blindfold over their eyes, and they don't really understand why, but their kind of power, I guess, or their skill is to be able to read into individuals' future. So they go, I think, underwater from what I remember. Each individual female kind of starts going missing. There's this whole thing with Bartholomew, which I'm not gonna say, but if you've read the book, you'll know. The more I think about them, I'm like, actually, it's actually a pretty good book. Books I would reread. I don't reread books. I don't know why. I will. I'm definitely gonna reread Akatar before the next book comes out. But I think other than that, like, I'm not a rereader. But books that I would reread, that I chose, Magnolia Park's Universe, just to feel something, just to go back into that world and read the quotes that I read the first time around. The writing in Magnolia Park specifically is so beautiful to me. It's not perfect. The writing is definitely like someone is talking to you. On to next year and this year plans and my reading goals and all that kind of stuff. So this year my reading goal was 75. As of today, like right now as I'm filming, I have read 97 books. So I have definitely hit my goal. Now listen, if you're not into reading goals, or if you didn't hit your reading goal, it really doesn't matter. I know I've seen a lot of people say this, but it really doesn't. I do it because I just like it. I like having a goal. That's just who I am as a person. I like having lists. I try and be very organized, and I just love goal setting. For me, it pushes me to kind of prioritize reading in a way, but not in a way that I'm like, I must read all hours of every single day. It just gives me something to work towards, and I really enjoy that. If you don't enjoy it, you don't have to do a reading goal. Like, it's fine. It's not that deep. My goal for next year, I'm probably going to do 100 because I'm nearly there this year and I feel like I can do it. Book you wish you got to this year. Oh, there's so many, which actually all of them are pretty much in my 2026 list. So watch that video because they're basically all of the books I wish I got to this year. But one I will definitely mention, Sunrise on the Reaping. I really wish I read it when everyone else was reading it to experience it together. The reason why I didn't is because I wanted to read the actual Hunger Games first. Obviously I've seen the films, but I wanted to actually read the books. So I'm listening to them as an audio at the moment. And then what will I prioritize next year? Like, what is my overall vibe for next year and all that kind of stuff? First up, finish the series that I start. I've been really bad this year with starting the series, reading one book, and then waiting 6 months, reading another book, and then I don't enjoy it as much because I forget what happens in the first book. Why did I do that to myself? Like, it just makes no sense. I'm gonna try and not start so many series before I finish other ones, unless I've decided to kind of actually DNF. I am also gonna prioritize DNFing books. Now, I actually did DNF this year, 3 books. Now let me tell you what ones they are. The first one is Morning Glory Milking Farm. I don't know actually why I ended up DNFing it. I could have just powered through, but I was like, do you know what? I really don't care for this story. The other one I DNF'd is The Fallen and the Kiss of Dusk, which is part of the Crowns of Nyaxia series. I feel like I've spoken about this book so many times. I'm so upset that I ended up DNFing this. I just loved the first book, The Serpent at the Wings of Night, so much. The second book was also quite good, and then it just gone a bit downhill. The novellas are really good as well, to be fair, especially for novellas. I thought they were really good. But Misha's story just doesn't do it for me. It's so repetitive, so boring. I just don't get it. Like, even the third main book of the series, it was a drag. I had to force myself to read it, and I'm really upset about it because Carissa Broadbent's writing is amazing. And then Heavenly Bodies, I also DNF'd. Oh, I know so many people are gonna be like, I mean, so many people, 5 people watch this YouTube, but anyway, that's besides the point. What I'm telling you is that Heavenly Bodies was DNF'd by myself because it was awful. I don't get the hype of that one. I'm so sorry, and I really don't like to shit on what people eat or whatever the saying is, but like, I don't get it. I thought it was so badly written. The pacing was all over the place. I didn't really understand what was going on half the time. I didn't understand what they were talking about, and the whole like romance plot, I was like, you guys are just forcing yourself to love each other. I don't see it, and I really wish that I did, because anyone that loves the series talks about how amazing it is and how beautiful the romance is and all that kind of stuff. But for me, I'm like, no, thank you. It is not good. The read that I'm going to prioritize is The Wolf King. I want to get to that pronto. I ordered the Fairy Loot edition before even reading the book. Now listen, if I don't like this, I'm going to come at every single one of you that recommended me this book. The thing is, next year, I just want it to be like fun vibes. I want to get my creative flair on a little bit more as well. Content-wise, I want to post once a week on a Sunday on YouTube at least, but YouTube takes so much longer to do than TikTok. Oh my god, I completely forgot how long it takes to do a YouTube video. But anyway, I want to try, and am I sitting really low, or is it just me? I feel like I need to be a bit higher. On TikTok, I try and post once a day, sometimes twice if I can, and just have like fun with it. I was about to say that I'm not going to put pressure on myself, but I am going to put pressure on myself, so that would be a big fat lie. But I just want to love the content that I put out, which I do. I'm still finding my feet a little bit with YouTube. I personally try not to pay attention to like my follower count. Try is the word, which is why I don't set myself a follower goal. But I would love to just get to a point where I kind of know who I am in this social media space on BookTok and find my feet a little bit, especially with YouTube, because obviously that's the newest thing that I've started this year, which is obviously super exciting. I've been doing the BookTok for a year now, so I've really loved it, and I feel like I found my feet a little bit with that. Now it's time for YouTube and see what happens with that. I'm gonna end it here before I carry on ramble more. Thank you so much for watching, and the next time that you'll see me is in the new year, so have a break, chill out, rest your brain. That's what we all need right now, is just a little bit of relaxation, and yeah, I'll catch you soon.